Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're not talking, well, I was going to say we're not talking HPA, we're not talking gas blade, but we're talking about both of them. What I meant to say was we're not talking about MTWs, we're not talking about MWSs. We are indeed talking about the VFC M249, which you've seen, on the channel before. We converted to HPA and I've been having some absolute stonking fun with this thing. And this was a quite heavily requested video to do. It wasn't the most requested video because those videos have already been done and recorded on the channel, but it was to do the Airtac box mag conversion on this thing and basically show you guys what that entails, what it is. The HPA conversion consists of multiple parts. I think it's about £55. So in the bubble wrap, we get the adapter, which basically replaces the magazine in the top cover. We also get, or you used to get, a mag coupler. And of course you get the HPA line. So I'm going to switch out my line because as nice as this AGL grip line is, because it's quite rigid as it comes out, it does get stuck on the magazine a little bit. So I'm hoping what I might do is I might shorten this bit. Is put that in there and it can kind of stick out and clear the mag. We might not have that issue on the small mag, but we'll see. It also sort of points the line towards your body rather than this coming straight out to your left. So we're going to try and switch this out. So it's really simple. Obviously the line just unscrews. I've got that little coupler in there which I'll have to remove. So I think I did it with like a little adjustable last time. So we need to loosen this off. And basically if you're fitting this kit to a bog standard gas M249, you'll just take out the valve like I did in my previous HPA video. So we can remove these two parts, dead simple. And then this part we can actually use the push fittings to pull that part of it off. Should be able to remove this part as well. Can we do that? Yeah, there we go. And this is basically designed to go straight in. Now you can use what looks like a spanner or a socket or anything like that, but if you look closely you'll see it's got a hex key fitting in there as well. So we might be able to get away with using a Allen key if I can find one of the right size. And you know me with Allen keys, see if we can find one. I'm hoping it's metric. Of course, every Allen key I pull out right now is going to be the wrong one, so we might just have to go with it and install this as the other one. So we've removed the gas inlet on your standard one, and you take this silver fitting and it screws straight in. No need for any adapters and such like I did on mine. I was improvising at the time. I can't remember if this kit was out yet, but we just put that in, and I'm just using my little adjustable wrench here to just secure it down on those flat surfaces and just give it a little turn to secure that in place, and that's not going anywhere. The mag coupler that it comes with, because I'm going to be using a A&K little nutsack mag, or to everybody else this is the little, I think they're like 1500 round mags. Doesn't quite say on there. I couldn't get these anywhere in the UK. No wholesalers had them, no retail stores had them. I actually had to buy this out of country. So this one came from Power 6 in France. It has a little rechargeable battery pack that you recharge off a USB. Now that's something that we could upgrade later down the line and maybe switch to lipos or something like that. So that just plugs in there. And then this is, you've got like a little pressure switch, which is probably what I will use because I don't know if the sound activation works with the GBB, but we'll find out. So as far as I'm aware, we just remove this casing off of here, and that then plugs into this one here, and we've got like a little couple of grub screws there to secure the spring in place if this wants to focus. I'm not sure what this is for. Perhaps it's for like the microphone bit of this. So once that's installed, you'll have to run this with the empty mag detection off. Let's charge this back like so, and this basically just goes in the top section here, and I believe it just sort of sits in place like that. Now there is a version 2 of this, which I think uses, you can basically take the spring system off the normal cassettes and you fit it to this part here. I imagine that's to stop this coming loose from the top cover. I did send over an email to Airtac, and then I had an update on their like sort of order system to say that something was coming in the post to me. So maybe they're just sending me the newer updated version. I did order the V2, so perhaps I just got one in error. Not there. These things happen, but for all intents and purposes of the video, the V2 is just different here, and I don't think the V2 comes with this either. I think they basically say for you to basically modify the magazine so it can be plugged straight in. Now this one, we'll see if it does plug in. I don't think it will. No, it'd have to have a trim. So for the time being, what we're going to do is we're going to take our little adapter, and I think what we do with this is we put it in, and then we basically just tighten these little screws up, and that holds it in place. So I think it's a 2mm. It is. So let me just test this here. It feels like a 2mm, but that just slipped on the screw. Yeah, it's slipping. Perhaps it's Imperial. I'm not too sure. That's a good 2mm. I mean, these ones are slightly tapered, so perhaps that's what it is. Let's try a different one. No, that one spins as well. Right. 2mm Allen key. We got one anywhere? That looks like a 2mm to me. That one goes in. Oh, these are very tight. So I imagine those screw into this section here and basically just enable it to not come loose when you're using it. I can't use that. It's really strange. This is a really high quality 2mm as well. Perhaps I can use it to just spin them out and then spin them back in, because there is a bit of like a swarf there from the holes. Oh, that one don't want to turn at all. Let's see if we can use a Torx instead. I think this is a T10. Will that fit? Nope. T8? Looks like a T8 will work. This is becoming a growing trend, isn't it, for me, using Torx bits on Allen screwdrivers when they're a little bit loose. So I'm just going to work that backwards and forwards until it starts coming out the hole there. I think what I'll do is I'll remove them all the way and just see if there's something I can poke through just to clear the debris. I don't know if you can see that there, but there's like debris in the holes. There we go. So we pop this into the gun. I think it just sits in like that. And then I believe these are just used to push against this part, although that hasn't really worked all that well, has it? You would think that they would go in those holes. Let's give it a tap into place. Might get my head in the way here. Yeah, it's going in all the way. Those should just sit in the little opening underneath the M249 and stop that from coming out like so. And then with that in, your A&K box mag clips right into place. Actually not a bad fitment, I don't mind that at all. Obviously working on an M249 on the bench is the most awkward thing in the world. So we need to take apart this little cassette piece on the M249 mag. So I'm going to need Phillips. Hopefully it's just the one. We can pull this apart carefully, like that. We've got 2 Bowden springs, and funnily enough, you know, A&K, QC, my microphone is of course broke straight out of the box. This is a brand new product. I'm not going to run this anyway, so I think what I will do is remove this. I don't want this flopping around because I'm going to use it on a button. I think that's probably going to be the most reliable way to do so. So for the life of me, I can't find my electrical tape, so it's just going to be taped up like that. It's not going to interfere with anything, so we don't need to worry. Microphone has been deleted. So we can hopefully put this back together now. So yeah, brand new mag out of the box. The microphone, you know, solder joint was broken. All these screws are threaded from the factory, but it's one of the things you get for buying A&K stuff, I suppose. Right, I'm going to pop this hose on like that. I think I do want to shorten this at some point, but we won't do it just yet. So the airline's on there. This mag clips in like that, looking very, very cool. This spring will just have to be chopped off at some point. And then this one is what our feed spring is. Needs to go in there. I imagine you clip the magazine in last. So I'm just going to orientate the cassette with the spring so it sits very much like that, because we're going to want it to be nice and straight and out of the way. Once we've got that in, we're going to use, hopefully, a Allen key on a screw that isn't already threaded. Not threaded, rounded. So I'm going to go with a 1.5. And we're going to nip that up. That isn't on yet. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll thread these in, and we can watch for when they start to come into the hole like that. That way we're not guessing and potentially damaging the spring. There we go. That's going to sit like that. That will come in and be fed into there. And, you know, you could very easily get a couple of these cassettes from Airtac and a couple of box mags, and you could have box, you know, magazines that are switchable in the field. But that is pretty much all you need to do. So fitting this to the 249 could be a bit of a hassle. Let's see. So we've got that in. I'm going to fold this down. Let's charge the bolt back first. Like that. That goes in. We bring this round and clip it into place, hoping that the magazine feeds quite well. What we'll do is we'll pour some BBs in. I'm just going to pour some cheap ones in for now. So you pour your desired BBs in there, close that up, put this there. I'm not going to fully zip that up just in case we need to test it. Now I don't like the rattling, that really does annoy me. I don't know where the pressure's set compared to when I last ran the 249. I think it's lower. I think I sort of had it set up to run at 100 psi, but we're now running at 50, 60, 70, 80 psi. So let's see. First we'll check for air leaks. Seems to work absolutely fine. Let's do a function check. So the bolt is left to the rear. See that heavy recoil kit bouncing around. Let's switch the mag to auto, see what happens. Turn it off. Let's give it a go. Do I not have enough BBs in there? Don't think I do. This is where, oh no, there's plenty of BBs in there. It's where the kit works, but the mag's a load of junk. So I'll put this back in. Let's use the pressure switch, which goes in the bottom, like so, and then I've got a little button and I can and let's see what happens. Okay, it feeds if I do a couple of trigger pulls. However, if I try and do auto, it like double feeds or something. So they're not feeding properly. So the BBs are literally just falling out the end. I'll see if I can show you this. It's not, doesn't seem to be feeding properly. It's like the BBs are striking each other. Really don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so I've got a normal cassette style mag. If I can push that last rounding because it's not quite, there we go. Normal cassette round mag, VFC standard. Put that in the top, close it down, let's see how she feeds. It might be the light BBs, it could be that. Yeah, so it's not the mag, it's not the kit, it's those BBs, perhaps they're too light. I was running this on 0.3s, so we could test that. So can we get some 0.3s? Okay, got some 0.3s. Nothing else has really changed. The only thing I can think of is the lower PSI. So I was running at 100, it's currently at 80. So it could be that because I've obviously been using it on different guns. Let's give it another crack. So I've gone to a 0.3 gram BB now. So let's give that a quick burst. A little bit better, still a bit iffy. It could be the 0.2s are feeding back in again off that mag. Let's have a look at the bottle. The bottle is low, so we're about 1200 psi. What we can do is, where's my screwdriver gone? Is we can turn up the reg. So let's give it a bit more juice. So 100 psi. See if that fixes it. But there are 0.2s in this mag now, so it could just be the 0.2s. So yeah, I've got no empty mag detection on this because we're using this kit. It is a bit of a pain to install it. So I kind of have to give it like a little bit of a reach around and then drop the cover and slide the mag in. God damn, this thing's loud. I hope you can see how much this thing's bouncing around with that kit in. Who knows? I was gonna hopefully run this at the weekend, but if it's not fully up to snuff, I don't think I'll risk it. Right, let's disconnect the airline. It could again be the different airline. There's many different factors. We've changed a few parts. I did see a bit of black come out into this BB catch box. If anyone's good at building BB catch boxes for chrono and stuff like that, hit me up. I really need one, but I haven't got the time or spare time at the minute to make one. So if you can do that, let me know. Basically, that's how you fit the kit. I'm having a bit of trouble. It could just be that I'm using the light BBs and it doesn't like them. The pressure's fine. Didn't really change anything. You've gone back to using the standard VFC magazine, which it was happening on as well, which when I did it on the day, it could be the hops changed and it's just not holding the BBs in anymore. Who bloody knows? So I'm going to go away and investigate. That's how you fit the kit, or the long and short of it. Hope you have fun out there on the field with your 249. As more useful this 90-degree adapter is going to be, it doesn't look nowhere near as good as that AGL, does it? I mean, that looks fantastic, doesn't it? So I might have to shorten that and just sort of try and nip it in a little bit. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm babbling. Some of you guys seem to like that, but I don't like to do it just because it makes a long video. So we're going to pass 30 minutes now. I'll persevere with it. Not as simple as fit and go. Don't know what's going on, but we'll persevere and we'll sort it and we'll get it absolutely nailed, because I can't wait to use this. I don't mind using the stick mags. I had a great time with it. The only downside is if you're at a site where it's a little bit more shooty, you run out of mags pretty quick. But I could use this the weekend and just run those mags, but I really need to test it. So this is much later after doing the first part of this video, and basically Airtac, I'd sent them over an email just basically questioning, because I'm pretty sure on my order it said I'd bought the version 2 of the the box mag conversion, and this, looking at it, is very much the version 1. So the difference with the version 2 is you have this little section here, and what you do is you sacrifice this bit off one of your magazines, and supposedly this makes it a bit more reliable. I'm not sure if at some point, because there's nothing sort of holding this in position where you've got the spring tension on these mags sort of pushing up, because the latch that sits in at the top there's nothing on this one to sort of stop that from maybe dropping forward and getting in the way of the bolt. So they were kind enough to send me to rectify the order, and this is the different one. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. So this is just a standard, VFC M249 magazine. So we've got 2 little screws, 1 and 2. There's going to be a spring in here as well, so we do need to be careful. I just didn't want to leave the video. I recorded the video a while ago, and I thought, well, until I get an update of the correct part and such, I didn't want to release the video. So the reason I'm not going to sort of go ahead and rectify and re-upload it, that's not my style. You guys know that. We're going to just get to it and update the parts. So put the spring back in here, and we're going to have to just do a little bit of finger gymnastics. So I'm going to have to try and install this spring on an angle here, because this spring basically needs to sit on this section here. So we can set that in place, push the spring over, and then that sits in place there. We take the 2 screws, and what I will say is these screws drop into the holes on the standard mag. You'll see there I hardly turned it and the screw popped out, so there's not much purchase on that part, where with the Airtac one the threads are getting a lot more purchase into the plastic. So this should, in theory, be a bit more reliable. Now I need a better screwdriver. That one should do. Screw this in until it sits nice and flush there. 1 and 2. So you do have to, with the version 2, you do have to sacrifice one of your mags. You'll get one with the gun anyway, of course. But if you're converting it, you're probably not going to be using these mags anyway. And what I will say is that probably how I'm going to run mine is, if I go to a site that's a bit more of a splat fest, I'll run the conversion. So I'll have this with the box mag. Now I did show you guys the A&K box mag. It was not the best. So actually know what I've done with it now. It's somewhere. You will see it's very janky. Now I've ordered another box mag from a different manufacturer to see if that works. It does look like it's a little bit better. And it holds extra rounds. So once that magazine gets here, I'll update you. So I'm hoping the QC on that one is a bit better than the A&K one, because the A&K one's rubbish. So you'll see it's got the little spring fitment on there now. I'll just grab the 249 like this. We can pop the top cover up there. It's always difficult to record the 249 because it's just so big. So now, much like the standard magazine, so this version 1, you can place it in like that, and that's basically how it's sat. There was no spring tension, it can just drop out. So with the version 2, you put it in there, pull down, and I always tend to push back up, but that's locked in really well, and that is, you know, 10 times better than the version 1. Obviously we haven't got the box mag on there, but we can slot it down and you'll see the feed tube just there. So just a little update. I wanted to just wait for that to turn up and clear the air and get it in the video. So hopefully I can get that all put together, edited and uploaded on the channel now. So thanks for tuning in as always. I've probably already said it once before, but the support you've shown to the channel is absolutely astonishing. I'm going to be looking at ways to give back to you lot. So perhaps I'll be doing some subscriber giveaways, or, you know, we'll do something. Maybe when I'm doing my new suppressors or the propane adapters, we can give a few away to some lucky subscribers. So thanks for tuning in. From Bench and me, as always, we'll see you in the next one.